Thank you, baby. Get the Hello, and welcome to Unmedicated and Educated with Keita Rose. I'm Keita Rose, and who you just heard was my boyfriend and aka cameraman. Thank you so much for making me look this good, even though my parents had a role in it, okay? If you're new here, thank you so much for listening and welcome. If you're an OG, then you know what we're finna do right here and right now, okay? So like, comment, subscribe, talk shit in the comments, tell me how you really feel. Let's go. Today we're gonna have a few patients because there's been a lot of things that have been rubbing me the wrong way. A couple of months ago, I had a conversation with one of my coworkers, and we were talking back and forth about accountability, especially in children, right? Like at what age does someone have to take full accountability for who they are, for how they act, for what they do, at what age, right? Because a lot of people will say, well, my childhood, I do this because my mom did this to me. My dad did this to me. So at what age do you have to take 100% accountability for your actions? And this is touchy for me. Like, this conversation is a touchy situation because on one end you see an adult, right? And you're like, you're an adult. You should know how to act. You should know that this is inappropriate. You should know what type of behavior to display, right? But then on the other end, it's like, we're with our parents or grandparents or whoever raised you. We're with the people that raised us from birth, middle school, teenage years, and some of us into our early adults, right? Into our early adulthood if you didn't move out. So some of us had nobody. So it was just us, just them. So Blueface talks about how he has no relationship with his mom, how he doesn't want anything to do with his mom. And so now it's kind of like, where can the kids go? Because the mom's online doing the same thing, talking about how we was fighting and we was there for you. And, back in the day, I was bad. Everybody wanted me and all this stuff. And it's like, nobody's really instilling anything into these children. So can you be mad at Blueface? Can we be mad at Blueface when this is how he was raised? I mean, at one point, yes, you're supposed to be accountable for your actions. That's why, again, I say it's a touchy subject for me. Because on one point, you're supposed to be accountable. You are a grown adult. You should know better. But how? No one was there to teach me. No one was there. And people are like, well, I mean, I'm sure you know how. How? If nobody was ever there to teach you anything, if all your friends, of course, you're going to flock to people most like you. So your friends act the same. Their parents act the same. You're not really exposed to anything else. How the fuck am I supposed to know? And then when other people do come in, right? When you do have other people that come in and say, hey, man, this ain't the way to do it. You think they hating. Oh, you just hating on me because this is what I hate. This the term I can't. The statement I really can't stand. That's how it always is. My mama did it. My mama did it, and I turned out like shit. Like shit. I'm sorry. I hate to be so judgmental. I don't want to be this, judgmental, but this is the way that it is because people love being like, well, my mama did it to me, especially when we talk about abuse. Well, my mom did it to me. Yeah, and she was dead ass wrong. And she was wrong. And if your mother's mother did it, then she was wrong. And if her mother did it, then she was wrong. The cycle of abuse has to stop somewhere. But we love to do it like, well, my mama said it was fine. My daddy said it was fine. It literally gives me a headache. And so I'm starting to think about cycles of abuse. And then I think about how Boosie, right, the rapper Boosie, a couple years back said that he let a grown woman perform oral fellatio, right? Fellatio on, because I'm trying not to have YouTube cut me off. I'm doing good on YouTube. I'm trying not to have them cut me off, right? He let these older women perform sexual acts on his nephew and son when they were young. Take a listen.
I ain't finna get my son no shit out here. I'm training them boys right. Ask in there my nephew. Ask my son. Yeah. They were 12, 13. They got hit. Yeah. That's how it's supposed to be. Yeah. Yeah, I got my son fixed up. You right. Yes, a grown woman. Grown, super grown. Super grown. Check their ass out. Checked all my nephews out. Super grown. Is she grown? She checked me out. I know what the she did to them. She checked me out there.
And it's like, I'm getting them prepared, man. Prepared for what? Prepared for what? If children if 13, 14, 15-year-olds are already hitting puberty and they already are going to feel these types of feelings anyway, then it'll come naturally. So what are you getting them prepared for? What, war? Certainly not SATs. Certainly not any type of higher level programs. Certainly not. Let me get them prepared for sex, because that's the most important thing right now. And really did. It reminded me of Blueface situation. Going over to that kid and being like, you gay? Look at this butt. Look at this butt. If they're not interested in it, then they're not interested in it. Then they don't want to do it. He was focused on eating. The little boy just wanted to eat. He didn't want to do anything. He wasn't sexually aroused. He probably doesn't even know what sex is yet. Let it naturally happen for these children. It's honestly, literally is disgusting. And I've seen a lot of people compare the Blueface situation to Pride. Well, Pride, let me tell you something. If you decide to take your child to a Pride festival, then you decide to take your child to a Pride festival. But naturally, anything with Pride, anything where there's half-naked women and half-naked men around, you might not want to take your kids to. There isn't a lot of kids there. And if they are, then they probably belong to LGBT parents, LGBTQ parents. Because there are gay people that have children. There are gay people that adopt children. So naturally, they want them to know what Pride is, right? Hey, your views on that is what your views are. I know one thing, them kids eat at them festivals. They get to eat. Hell. While we're sitting up here talking about, well, it's pushed in their face. You gay, you straight. I don't care what nobody says. You can't beat the gay out of your child. I think Young Miami said that she would beat her son if he was gay. But then ironically, she talks about how much she loves eating cooter piper. It's like, but mom, so you can be gay, but I can't be gay. It doesn't make any sense. A lot of these people don't make sense, and they're procreating, and it's scary. It is concerning as hell, and let me tell you why. It's concerning as hell because these kids that are 4 years old right now are going to be 40 and 50 soon, and we're going to be 80 and 90, and so we're going to need health care, and these are our next doctors. These are the people that are going to write the rules, write the laws. These are our politicians. These are the people that are going to be growing our foods, farmers, and everything else. These children, when they say, I believe the children are the future, they're dead ass because of the future. We were once children. Now we are influencing. Now we are in politics. Now we are in medicine. But now our parents and our parents' generation, they rely on us. That's how it's going to be with these children. You can talk shit about them all you want. Gen Z ain't shit. Gen Z is gonna be wiping your ass, bro. I suggest you be nice. So I see a lot of people talking about, well, Pride is shoved in their face and do it. That Blueface situation was an intimate setting. It wasn't in public with a lot of naked women around and the child wanted to eat, okay? That was neglect. That was abuse, period. It's just like, what are you talking about? Anywho's, we got Boosie saying that he allowed way older women to sleep with his children and his nephew to get him ready, right? He even posted a picture like, hey, happy birthday, son. I got a bag for you and I got a hoe for you on one of these pictures that he posted. And I'm just like, what if I wanted a book? No, I can't want a book because then I'm gonna get my ass beat and everybody's gonna call me gay. So I understand why the children act the way that they do and try to hide their true feelings from their parents, because if I do want a book, just like that little boy wanted food. The little boy wanted food and it's like, you gay? Oh, no, I'm not gay. No, I'm not even hungry no more. Hell, please don't hit me. I'm sorry. My bad. And then I'm like looking at it and I'm thinking about the cycle of abuse. And here in this interview, you can hear Boosie say that at 15, he slept with a crackhead, a old grown crackhead.
What is the oldest woman that you've ever slept with? What age?
Long pause.
Probably when I was young. I was about 15, 16.
Long pause. Like, should I say this? No.
How old was she?
About 55, 50.
Okay. That is a big age. That's like
55-year-old crackhead. When I was 15, I slept with a 55-year-old crackhead. And then now you want your 12, 13-year-old to sleep with older women. And honestly, anybody that would sleep with a child is said crackhead. You're on something, you nasty, nasty, freaky, deaky demon. Freaky deaky demons, okay? And so you're on something. So it just seems like the cycle of abuse is just going. And then I thought about it and I'm like, well, damn. Speaking of abuse, R. Kelly. And then I thought, well, wasn't R. Kelly touched by an older woman? One second.
Your brother R. Kelly and you, Carrie Kelly, were molested by your own sister.
Yes.
Teresa.
Yes.
Okay, can you... we got a lot to unwind here because I want to understand, like, how old were you when this first happened?
I was around 6 years old.
6 years old.
Mm-hmm.
Now, how old was your sister at the time?
Well, she's 9 years older than me. She had to be about maybe 15.
15 years old.
Yes.
Okay. Now, is she the oldest sibling?
Yes. She's the oldest.
She's the oldest.
So that was Carrie Kelly. You know, R. Kelly's brother. Basically, he had an interview with, I ain't gonna say her name, hell, because I can't be sued. She being sued right now for $4 million. He had an interview with somebody, and, you know, she asked him, were you and your brother R. Kelly molested? And he said, yes, we were molested by our older sister, Teresa Kelly. And it's like, And now at 50 years old, at 40, at 30, he wants to only be around 15-year-olds. And it's like, we look at these men and we look at these people, period, right? Because we started at Black China, right? We look at these people, period, and we say, you should know better. But when I was a child, this is what I was taught, right? This is what happened to me, which is why childhood trauma is so freaking prominent. And it's so important that when you're getting with somebody to ask them, how's your relationship with your mom? How's your relationship with your siblings? Do you guys do anything? Like, it's important to really deep dive into somebody's past, because it's easy to be like, oh, I'm fine. That happened to me, but look how I turned out. And the person that usually says that turns out like shit. Terrible people. They don't want to learn. They don't want to grow. They don't want to help themselves, right? They're just like, I'm cool because I'm functioning. I'm existing, so I'm all right. Nah, man. Hell no. So you got R. Kelly, who was touched by an older woman who gets older and touches younger people. You got Boosie, that was touched by an older woman that gets older and has his kids touched by older women. You got Black China, whose mom, who's 51 years old, is still twerking and rubbing lotion on herself and touching herself and smelling, and I'm sorry, I smelled it, and patting herself on her coochie. But now Black China's a stripper, and we don't like her, and we think she's classless because she's a stripper, but mommy said it was okay. I still to this day call my parents and ask them for advice because my parents have wisdom. So if mommy said it's okay, if daddy said this is how you do it, then 9 times out of 10, I'm gonna think that this is how you do it. I mean, these are my parents. These are the only people that have got to guide me. Like, your teachers don't have to guide you, they have to teach you. They get paid to teach you. Mentors out there, they do it out of the kindness of the heart. Nobody has to mentor you. Brothers and sisters don't have to be there for you. They don't have to train you up. They don't have to let you grow. Nobody but your parents are supposed to guide you into the right direction. So when mommy and daddy act a fucking fool, I wonder why we got so many people acting a fool, and then they get 18 and the world turns their back and the world says shit like, you should have known. How? No excuses. Fuck it. I understand accountability. I work on myself. Working on yourself is a daily task. It's a daily task to work on yourself. I am so sorry if I am on this podcast screaming, y'all. I am worked up. Let me lower my volume. Working on yourself is a daily task. But you have to first identify the problem. You know what? This is the bad behavior. You know what? This is why I'm an alcoholic. You have to look at yourself and say, this is the reason why I do this. My mom did this and it was wrong. And for years I thought this was wrong. For years I thought this was okay, but now I'm realizing that it was wrong. So let me change this. So I don't want to do this to my children. I don't think it's right to do this to my children. But you got some people who break the cycle and some people who say the cycle needs to keep going because I turned out fine. No, the freak, you didn't. So let's talk about these two-parent households though, because Adam 22, who is on a very, very, very popular podcast, No Jumper, Adam 22 is married to a porn star, Lena. They just had a baby. They had a baby. I think the baby's like 1 or 2. I don't know. The baby looks grown. I don't know. 1 or 2. Grown. Baby looks 1 or 2. But this is what Adam said. Adam said that he enjoys watching his wife sleep with other men. Now, mind you, these are the two-parent households we're talking about. These are the two-parent households. So when we say two-parent households, that's all a child needs. Single mamas ain't shit. Single daddies ain't nothing. Before you sit up here and disparage people for trying to do the right thing and to stay into their kids' life, please remember that there are two-parent households like Blueface and Jaden Alexis, Adam 22 and Lena. Want to throw a little other races in there because we love being like, well, this is only happening in the black community. Hold on, got some for your ass right here. 1 second. So Adam 22, he's on this very popular podcast, and he says, "Well, I really wanted my wife to sleep with this black porn star. She's a real big fan of his, and she really wanted to get railed." And I'm sorry, I'm not doing any of the the diagnosing or the clinic one, Lena and Adam. My bad, I'm not doing all that. I really had to hop into this because I'm like, I gotta talk about this. This some real. Listen to this, y'all.
Like, hey Jason, my wife's a big fan. She wants to shoot a movie with you. What are your movie filming rates? I'm like, yeah, just 4K. He's like, okay, that's fine. We'll give you 10. I'm like, all right, cool. So I go there and I shoot the film with the woman. I dropped some severe glizzy destruction on her. And the husband is recording this, right? I'm like, this is weird as shit. I'm like, some people, I never understood it, right? Nonetheless, so I dropped the glizzy on the woman or whatever. So she dropping the go 3,000 and she's saying, hey, little man, you like that? He was like, yes, ma'am.
So basically, the porn star is just saying that Adam hit him up, said his wife was a very, big fan, and will you sleep with my wife? What are your rates? The man says 4K. He says, I'll pay you 10 to sleep with my wife. I'll pay you 10. And while they're sleeping together, mind you, it's all on the website or whatever, the internet, so it's not necessarily private, but he says while they're having sex, she's like, you like that, little man? And then Adam is recording the whole thing like, yeah, I like that. So again, exposing the kinks. So their daughter, they have a daughter, has to see that now in 20 years. Hey, mom was getting railed by a black guy. Daddy really liked it. That's their kink. This is a two-parent household you guys are talking about. And they're married. People love being like, well, you need to be married. You want to raise these kids right? You need to be married. You need to be in a two-parent household. Okay, well, these are two married people. And he says he loves to see his wife get railed by big black penis. And that's what his daughter's going to remember on her 15th birthday. Beautiful parenting. We love to see it. Ooh, another two-parent household. Well, remember Jocelyn? Jocelyn Hernandez, who was on Love and Hip Hop. Well, she had a baby, I believe. I don't know if it was with Stevie J. 1 second. Okay. I thought Ballistic, because that's her husband. Google says fiance. They call each other husband and wife. I'm gonna assume they're husband and wife. But Ballistic was Bonnie Bella, because that's her daughter's name. Daddy, but no. Stevie J, again from Love and Hip Hop, and if you don't know the story, Jocelyn was a stripper, I think in Puerto Rico. Stevie J was there. He saved her, because she was, I think she might have been selling herself. Allegedly. Everything's allegedly. Y'all can't sue me. Allegedly, she might have been selling herself, but she was a young stripper. He took her out that life, introduced her to the music business. That hasn't been really working out, but she made a name for herself at Love and Hip Hop. They had a child named Bonnie Bella. And I'm thinking, okay, so Jocelyn is married now. She's married to a man named Ballistic. I don't know what the name is for. I don't know what the name means. Does it mean if you do something I don't like, I'm gonna go ballistic? I don't know. But that's who's in Bonnie's life right now. So we have another two-parent household. And Jocelyn was in a fight with Big Lex, another reality TV star. Big Lex says she jumped her. had to call the cops, press charges, and after everything had calmed down, the police are just trying to talk to Jocelyn, and this is how her and Ballistic are acting. Now, in the clip, you only see Jocelyn acting, but I watched the whole 11-minute video of Ballistic fighting off cops and yelling and acting crazy, and this is the two-parent household y'all talking about. So when I say stop saying two-parent household, what I mean is we should start saying children need stability, children need love, children need discipline, children need the right path to go on, guidance and mentorship. Now, if that's from one person, two people, four people, a village that everybody talks about that no one damn has, then it doesn't matter how many people it's from. Somebody needs it. People need it. Children need it. 1 second.
To that new video of the heated confrontation that landed a reality star behind bars right here in South Florida.
And Louis is standing by with a body cam footage just into the newsroom. Louis.
Yeah, Jocelyn Hernandez made a name for herself on Love and Hip Hop Atlanta, but last month she found herself in handcuffs after a brawl that went from bad to worse. Sunrise police were called when the 36-year-old first got into it with a fellow reality star, Big Lex, backstage at the FLA Live. Body cam video shows Hernandez immediately cursing at officers, then tossing a phone at a man, telling her to calm down.
Now she's going. Now you're going.
So you can see several cops had to take her down after they say she shoved one of those officers, but even on the ground, she put up quite the struggle and continued to shout racial and homophobic slurs to police officers who were trying to handcuff her.
Hey! Grab a leg. I got the other leg. Get more charges. Hey! Hey! Go! That's it. Grab a leg.
It's just a lot of you gay, you a F word, you gay, I hate you, get your cracker hands off me, and just all that stuff. And I'm just thinking to myself, that's a two-parent household. When they go, they're married. When they go home and the child is there, that's that two-parent household y'all be talking about. This is why mental health is really important. This is why stability is really important. This is why it doesn't matter if there's two people in the household. If two people are crackheads, I don't understand. I don't get it. What is hard? We can, you sit up here, you a single mom. Hell yeah, if I gotta take my child away from craziness and raise my child up right, I'll do it. Does that mean he'll be perfect? Does that mean that I can guarantee he won't go to jail or have run-ins in the law or be curious at 18 or maybe smell himself and think that he want to do drugs or do this because he want to be cool? Everybody has a bad phase. We all had a bad phase. I had my first tattoo at 14. I felt I wanted to be bad. I ran away. I wanted to be bad, but I quickly learned that no one's gonna love me like home. Stability is where home is, and I need to get my ass back, and I apologize very, very swiftly. I'm sorry. I apologized when I saw my first roach. I really did, because my mom used to be on her freaking knees cleaning, because she liked things very, very clean, right? Very, very clean in the house. And I'm like, okay, whatever. I'm running away. You guys are strict. I can't go to this party. I can't do this. Can't get this tattoo. All my friends are getting tattoos. All my friends are drinking. All my friends are smoking. Why can't I? I felt like they were the worst parents in the world. Why can't I? You guys don't love me. You guys aren't this and that. They said, okay, go on ahead. I walked up that door, 16, 17 years old, had my bag, bye. I went to stay with my friend, and I learned quickly, it's nasty over here. The reason why I can't smoke and I can't drink and I can't have my boyfriend over so we can do this and that, or my girl or my gay lesbian girlfriend over so we can do this and that, is because it isn't age appropriate. And because parents shouldn't be encouraging it, they should be saying, hey, no. Now, if I decided to do it on my own, then that's what kids do. But when you encourage it, it makes kids think that it's okay. It's very simple. When you sit up here and you make things look like it's okay, oh, you can smoke, you can drink, I smoke one with you. Oh, well then this is normal. This is how we handle our issues. Oh, I fell into addiction. It's funny because the parents that'll do that type of shit with their kids never are there when they're addicted to shit. When they're addicted to things and they lose their apartment and they lose their car and their job and the custody of their children when they're older, and they go and turn to their parents are like, well, you grown. I can't do nothing for you. You grown. But when I was a child, you said all this shit was fine. You said all this stuff was okay. So I went over there. I went over to my friend's house and I seen a whole bunch of roaches. And I said, oh, where's the spray? And they say, ain't no spray, girl. They just live here. Hell, we didn't try to kill them. We didn't try to do this and that. And I distinctively remember one friend saying, we even named them. They named the roaches. Because the roaches wouldn't go away. So they're like, oh, that's Alyssa, that's Ashley, that's Rebecca. Oh, okay. Well, let me go ahead and unpack my shit. And I sure did. I walked right in that house and I told my mom and dad, who were extremely hurt because they tried their hardest. Like, we put you in a good neighborhood. We got you good schooling. We have clean clothes. We feed you. Unlike Blueface's child, we feed you. Why? And it's like children are naturally going to rebel. But your job as a parent is to make sure that you raise them up properly so that they can see the difference between this household and that household, between right, between wrong. And I don't really care for excuses so you can fight with your mama, because I really don't care for the whole parenting is hard. We grew up here. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, because there's people in the world who grew up in poverty, who grew up with nothing, who grew up with crackhead parents that still said, I'm going to be different. At what age are we supposed to take accountability? And that is why this topic is so touchy. Because at what age do you take accountability? On one end, when you are 19, I say when you're 19, 20, 21, I can completely understand why you act the way you act. Because from 1 to 18, from birth to 18, you were told it was fine. And now everybody's condemning you and saying you're wrong and saying you're trash and you don't really know what. But then at that moment, we need to take a look inward and say, okay, self-reflection. All these people are saying this behavior is wrong. This is how my friends live. This is how people that are successful live. This is how people that have their shit together live. And now these are my parents. Okay, let's look. Maybe they weren't so good. Maybe they didn't teach me the right values. Maybe I shouldn't go in their direction. Maybe I should go over here. But again, that takes mental strength and that takes being self-aware. And there are a whole bunch of people in this world right now that aren't self-aware, that aren't mentally strong. That kind of just go with the flow, and if mommy says it's fine, then mommy says it's fine. Every one of these people's parents act the way they act. These are generational curses, so pay attention to them. So my diagnosis is everybody needs to take a step back from social media, including the damn parents. Because I just don't know why the world needed to know that you like to see your wife get railed. I don't know why the world needed to know that you like that your son can do what he want. I'm talking about Carlissa, talking about Blueface Mama, and how everybody back in the day used to think I was fine, sexy. You sitting up here and you got your grandchildren, because you're 50, your grandchildren are in the house watching booties and vaginas go crazy. And you talk about, I used to be fine. I used to look good. Damn! Everybody sucks. This is terrible. I'm not saying you gotta be perfect. Everybody got a one crackhead cousin or one crackhead brother or one crackhead sister that you like, that's who I don't want to be around. But when everybody act a fool, damn, you're not even trying. You don't give a damn. Let me tell you something. This has been a long episode. I'm really sorry. I'm stressed out. This has been ridiculous. I really just wanted to talk about these parents. So I really want to know in the comments, right? At what age do we say you're responsible, no matter how you were raised, no matter who touched you, no matter who did what to you, no matter who told you that this type of behavior was okay or demonstrated this type of behavior your whole life, you are responsible now for your actions. At what age? Because that's my question. At what age do we say you're responsible? Is it 18? Is it 16? Is it 15? Should they already know, even though they're children? Or is it 30? Is it when you get a little bit older and you can see right from wrong and you can see that the world is telling you, hey, this ain't right? Like, what age do you need to be accountable for your own actions? Thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time, my diagnosis, everybody needs to really lay off the drugs. I'm sorry, allegedly, because I don't want to be sued, but this is mental illness mixed with lean and methamphetamine. I don't care what nobody says. I don't care. All the people that need help. Every damn one of them. Every damn one of them. The clinic is closed. Thank you so much. Please like, share, subscribe, talk shit in the comments, answer my question, and until next time, this has been another episode of Unmedicated, because a lot of these people are unmedicated or self-medicating. Unmedicated and educated with Keita Rose. I'm Keita Rose. Thank you for watching.